Hey guys, I hope you've been watching our Subaru Vortex Megasquirt project here at Nev's Garage. Now if you have, you would have seen last episode we got into the warm-up enrichment tuning phase of the Megasquirt, which went really well. She starts marvellous when it's cold now. I'm super happy with that. Now this time, we're going to give the Megasquirt control over our purge system. Now what is purge control? Well basically, it's a fancy way of saying fuel tank vent. So why do we need to vent our fuel tanks? Well, as you can imagine, as we use fuel out of a fuel tank, air needs to enter it so we don't cause a vacuum. And when the fuel is in there and it builds up gas and vapour, now that gas needs to exit so that the fuel tank doesn't build up pressure like a balloon and then contract the next day. Because continually that, well, basically is going to cause the fuel tank to crack. We don't want that. So there's two ways of letting that gas out. One way is to just pipe it out into the atmosphere and onto the ground, which is a messy, smelly way of doing it. You're going to have a bad time. The other way is to let that gas exit the tank, pipe it through our charcoal canister, and then what's left of that gas gets burned off through the engine. That's called purge control. Now, if we refer back to a previous study we did on the EA82 Purge Control system here at Nev's Garage, in that study we found out that the factory computer turns Purge Control on as soon as we turn the key on, and it turns it off whenever the key's off. We're going to mimic that system fairly closely with our Megasquirt, but we're not going to have the Purge Control open when the engine's warming up, because I don't want those vapours affecting our very touchy cold start mixtures. So it's going to make a car run a lot better. So as soon as our engine reaches operating temperature, I'm going to have the Megasquirt open our purge control system, and then just as before, as soon as it's off, it's closed. So it's pretty simple. I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's get into it.
Okay, so it's pretty simple. We're just going to have to add an output to the loom first. So we'll do that now.
So what I'm going to do now is add an output for the purge control solenoid. So I'm going to use one of the outputs on the MS3x board. So I'm going to use this one, pin 6 boost, 3 amp. Right, so it's going to be this fella here. Medium current outputs, 6. Boost. So I'm going to solder a lead into that pin. Cool. So that's going to be our purge control solenoid output on pin 6 boost.
And then now we just have to change some settings in Tuner Studio to make it work. So let's do that now.
Alright, so let's go ahead and get the system connected. There we are. Okay, now I'm going to use Advanced Engine, programmable on-off outputs, and here we go. We list the ports here. Okay, so for our purge, I used the boost output, which is pin 6, which would be this one here, boost. I'm going to enable that. So power on value, it's off when we turn the thing on. Now active value is going to be on, active conditions. So here we go, RPM. We're going to want to change this to coolant. We want it above, let's say, 80. Cool, easy as that. So now what I can do is just test the output. We go into test modes, output test on off. Okay, enable test mode. And here's all the generic outputs. So we've changed this one, PP3 boost, sorry. Yeah, we've changed this one, PP3 boost. Change that to purge, so we can just flick it on, and I can hear it go click. Flick it off again. Also hear it go click. Just going to move the camera so you can hear it. Okay, so the purge control solenoid is buried under the top part of the intake. So I'm just going to put the camera here. Okay, just hang on one sec. Okay, hopefully hear that go click. I did inside, so you should be able to hear it on the camera. Okay, so that's how easy it is to set up a generic output. Cool. Alright, so I'm just going to disconnect for a second. Okay, now I'm going to add a little indicator here to tell us what's happening with the purge control system. Okay, so I'm just going to put it into designer mode. And we're going to put a new indicator. Alright. And I'm going to just drop it about here somewhere. Alright. Now we're going to go into properties dialog now. Okay, and we're going to choose the output channel. Which remember was port P3. Right. And now we're going to go down here and put on text, purge, on, off text, purge, purge off, right? Okay, cool. Now we'll go out of designer mode. Alright, so there we go. Now we've got a little indicator. Now when the engine reaches our predefined temperature, the purge will turn on and it will show us when it's on. So that's a good way to monitor and test it out. Let's just turn the Megasquirt back on again. Alright, we'll go into test modes, output test, enable test mode, and here's our PP3. So if we turn it on, boom, tells us purge is on. Turn it off, purge is off. Turn it on, purge is on. Turn it off, purge is off. Cool. So there we go, guys. Nice little purge indicator. And we're basically done. It's all wired up, it's configured. Alright guys, well let's get our purge control system all handled by a Megasquirt now, so that's pretty cool. Now I think next time we're going to get into some further tuning of the existing tables and maybe even create some new ones to expand our tunability of the engine. So that's really exciting. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notifications for that bad boy. Now that's it for this episode. Thank you for your support in Ned's Garage by liking, sharing and subscribing. And I guess we'll see you next time. Hello.